Hey everybody, welcome to Game for Your Thoughts. Today we're talking about Uncharted 2, Among Thieves. Uncharted 2 continues the adventures of Nathan Drake as he journeys across the world to find lost treasures and hidden cities. The game picks up sometime after Drake's fortune, and Nathan Drake is still adventuring and exploring, but he's kind of more mellow now. He's a little bit more chill. But one day he's approached by Harry Flynn and Chloe Fraser, friends from his past that are looking for Marco Polo's treasure and need his help. After a crucial piece of the puzzle is found, Harry betrays Nathan and leaves him to be rot in jail. So Nathan now teams up with his pals Sully, and he teams up with Chloe to go and find Harry, find the treasure first, and stop Harry and his employer Zoran Lazarovich. Zoran Lazarovich, yeah, okay, wow, I said that right. Yeah, Zoran Lazarovich. So Nathan now must trek across Asia to find the secret city of Shambhala and solve what Marco Polo was really after. Okay, so for this review, I'm going to kind of keep building upon the series, so I will make a lot of comparisons to Drake's Fortune, and I will kind of continue to do so in the future games. So, looking at the story of Uncharted 2 compared to Drake's Fortune, this story in Uncharted 2 is amazing. Well, in Uncharted 1, Drake's Fortune, the story was definitely kind of secondary to the gameplay. It was still entertaining and got me from point A to point B. But in Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, the story is really incredible and is really entertaining from start to finish, and it feels like the story and the gameplay are definitely in parallel together. And Among Thieves, they definitely build on the characters a whole lot more. One thing that Uncharted Drake's Fortune didn't really do a whole lot of, but the characters were still really entertaining. So it was great to kind of see them fleshed out a little bit more, have a little bit more development in character. And also it builds a lot of the lore of the adventure. Well, the first one, there was a little bit of lore splashed here and there. The lore of Marco Polo's adventure to find Shambhala is really, really entertaining and really intriguing. And they did a great job of building this up and making it really entertaining adventure to follow along that I was trying to piece all the puzzle pieces together myself and figure it out. It was a really entertaining story that really had me caught the whole time with just its amazing characters. The writing was awesome, and the humor that you love about Uncharted is still here. The thing that made this so great is it let the character of Nathan Drake really shine. Nolan North pulls another amazing performance. I love Nolan North. I have huge respect for him, and Nathan Drake is an amazing character. And Uncharted 2 Among Thieves definitely builds upon his character a lot more. You get to see a lot more moments with Nathan Drake. There's a lot more cutscenes and story moments to see him be charismatic and funny. That's his character. He's charismatic, funny, and he just knows when to get it done. And he's just a fun adventurer, and he's a really entertaining character. And Uncharted 2 Among Thieves really builds on that and makes this a much more enjoyable experience than Drake's Fortune. The game also does a great job of introducing its new characters, Chloe and Harry. They did a great job of bringing these characters in. While you can definitely tell there's a past, it doesn't dive a whole lot into this past. You don't get a whole lot of information of how they know Nathan and how they got to where they're at. But it didn't really need it. It did a great job of kind of letting me latch onto these characters and know that they had some history, but I didn't need to know all the history. And it didn't give me it because I didn't need it. And it was really helpful as it kind of just helped the pace of the story just kind of keep moving forward instead of taking lots of steps back. But overall, when I'm looking at an action-adventure game, I like to see what was the adventure like, what was the journey, what was the quest. And I feel like this game had an amazing journey, an amazing quest, an amazing adventure. It was really well put together. Like I said, I really loved following the adventure of Marco Polo through Asia. And this game does a great job of pulling in different pieces, putting Nathan Drake in crazy situations, and sending him to new locations we haven't seen in really a lot of video games before. And so it was really cool to see some really awesome locations follow this puzzle, and it kind of all really made sense. It was really well put together. It was a really awesome adventure that I really enjoyed from start to finish. That just made this whole experience really fun. And the thing that makes this thing really nice is it has a very satisfying conclusion. It comes to a great ending that I was really satisfied with. It was very fulfilling, and I felt like the adventure had been complete, and now it's time to look to see what adventure lays ahead in Nathan Drake's life, and just the world has to show Nathan Drake and these other characters that I really love and care for. One thing I had a lot of praises for in the last game was the performances, and in this game there's more characters and more performances to be had, and everyone kills it. They did a fantastic job. I loved all these characters and the performances that the actors gave. It just really fleshed these characters out. It made them that much more entertaining. The writing of the game itself is amazing. The dialogue is really entertaining and does a great job of not just being exposition, and it's not just jokes the whole time. It's a good balance of both. You're getting exposition with good jokes, and it just was really entertaining, and it just really caught on to me and made this experience really, really enjoyable. And this, yet again, the performance just really elevates this to the next level. So I have high praises for all these performances. It just really makes this game seem very, very polished. You can definitely tell a lot of love and care went into Among Thieves. One thing that Drake's Fortune didn't have that Among Thieves has is a definite more cinematic set pieces. There's a lot more set pieces and cinematic moments in Among Thieves, and you can definitely tell that the budget was definitely increased after the success of the first game. And you, right in the start, it throws you into this amazing set piece that is really tense and really gripping, and it's a great start to this game. And more amazing set pieces like that just continue to happen, and it's really great as it just throws this awesome cinematic pace that feels like I'm watching a movie, but I'm playing the experience. That was one thing I really loved, is this game let you play those those experiences. It wasn't just a cutscene. For example, there was one part in a hotel where the building is falling and you're in the building like shooting guys, running around and trying not to die, and it's like all while this building is crashing down, and it's really, really awesome, and it's super just exciting and thrilling, and it's something that I feel like a lot of games kind of skimp out on. Now it's becoming more common, but with Among Thieves, it was kind of the first game to really do so, let you be in those exciting moments, let you play those adventurous moments of cinematic awesomeness. It was just really, really well put together, and just definitely had a cool cinematic polish to the whole game and experience itself. This all leads to some very amazing and memorable moments. I remember so many great moments from this game. That whole entire train sequence is just an awesome action section that just is so well put together, very like amazing, and it's just very tense and gripping, and you just don't really know what lays at the front of the train. And so when you do get to the end and it's very awesome and cool, it just is so satisfying, and it just leads to so many very memorable moments throughout this whole game. I can think of so many moments like that was really, really cool. Well, there wasn't like a lot of like wow moments. There were a lot of really, really cool moments that'll certainly stick with me and go down into moments that I'm like, wow, that was a really awesome experience. That was really, really rad that I certainly will remember and tuck into like a really good corner in the action adventure genre. In the end, I really enjoyed my time with the story of Uncharted. It just takes the storytelling to the next level. It takes the cinematic moments and just elevates them. The characters are really well done. New additions to this story and the characters are really well implemented. I really welcomed these new characters, and they very much made their mark on the Uncharted story. I really love this genre. The action-adventure Indiana Jones style is great, and Uncharted certainly sets itself apart with its awesome characters, writing, and humor. And this game it really nails all this stuff, and it just makes it a really amazing action-adventure title that I really enjoyed. So the gameplay of Uncharted Among Thieves is very similar to Drake's Fortune. There are certainly improvements, and I'm going to talk about that. But similar like how I did with Tomb Raider and like I did with Drake's Fortune, I'm going to break them all down in different sections: exploration, puzzle solving, and combat. So let's start with exploration. Exploring the worlds in Uncharted is really, really awesome and really fun. It's a great change of pace from the fast, high-octane action and shooting and those cinematic moments I was talking about in the story. The exploration is just very kind of chilled, but also still leads to some very tense moments. Some of those cinematic moments are while you're exploring, climbing around and moving around the world, and I really liked it. It was just a very fluid system that moved very well. In Uncharted, it already worked very well. In Drake's Fortune, it was really awesome, but here it's more fine-tuned. I don't know, I played the remastered Uncharted edition on the PlayStation 4. I don't know if they fine-tuned the gameplay at all, but you can certainly tell there was some differences between the two. And a lot of it comes in just most of the set pieces in the environments you explore, but Nathan's movements are very fluid. He does what I want him to. He reaches out to cliffs when he's close enough to grab them. He makes these crazy jumps that are just really intense. I'm like, oh, am I going to make it? And it leads to some really awesome moments of exploration. And just was a cool, different pace, because some of them are very fast and exciting climbing sections where you're trying to like run away from a helicopter, or there's some just nice kind of more relaxed exploration adventuring where you're just climbing through some ice caves looking for clues to lead you to the next place. It was just really cool as the different kinds of exploration led to some great moments, and just was a cool, just different change of pace from the puzzle solving and the combat. So the puzzle solving in Drake's Fortune was pretty straightforward. I didn't have a whole lot of fun with the puzzles because they were pretty straightforward. They were rewarding, and it continued the story. But in Drake's Fortune, the puzzles were not too difficult. They were pretty straightforward thanks to Nathan's journal and just kind of the environments that they were in. But in Among Thieves, they kicked the puzzle solving to 11. They definitely take it to the next level. In Among Thieves, the puzzles are definitely a lot more complex. There's a lot more pieces going on, and I actually really enjoyed this as it made me have to really think about the puzzles and really make sure I had all the pieces. None of them were like painfully difficult that I like had to look it up, or I just was sitting there forever trying to figure it out. But I was always able to run around the room, made sure I had all the pieces, and I was usually missing like one very crucial piece that was kind of tucked in the corner. And so the puzzle solving in this game was certainly very, very entertaining and was very rewarding. I got very excited anytime I was like, all right, let's solve the puzzle. It just got really entertaining as just the puzzles were a lot more complex, but they were still fun to solve, as finding all the pieces was entertaining, and then trying to find the way to put all the pieces together was really well done. And I thought this improvement from Drake's Fortune was easily one of my favorites. Is I love solving puzzles in games. I love solving puzzles in general, and Among Thieves has really amazing puzzle solving that I really enjoyed. The combat in Among Thieves is very different from Drake's Fortune. In Drake's Fortune, it was very straightforward, and I was very easily able to nail some headshots in that game. I finished with like 400 headshots, but in Among Thieves, I ended with probably about a quarter of that. Just a lot of the times, the enemies didn't go down with the single shot. A lot of them were pretty beefed up and heavy armor and stuff, which made sense, because in Drake's Fortune, you're fighting against like pirates and not very like crazy guys, but in this one you're like fighting a high paid military and it's like pretty hardcore, so it certainly made sense, but it made the combat a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult, but also added a lot more tension to the combat. It was a lot more exciting. The combat excitement was definitely really helped by the situations you ended up in. A lot of the action-packed sequences led to cool shootouts and fun, exciting moments of cool combat, and I really, really enjoyed this as it made the action and the combat just a little bit more meaningful instead of just random waves of enemies as you're walking through the jungle and all of a sudden like there he is. It's like now you're like trying to like stop a city from getting destroyed in Among Thieves, and it's very entertaining, and it just adds a whole lot more tension and purpose to the shootouts instead of just shootouts just to kind of fill in some space. While Drake's Fortune did have exciting combat, Among Thieves definitely just takes it to the next level. Like I said, most of it's just the situations you get put in just make it a lot more exciting and a lot more tense. The enemies in the game certainly act a lot more realistic than they did in Drake's Fortune. A lot of the times they would kind of just come at you. Well, in Among Thieves, they certainly try to pull some different tactics. They move around. They'll have like one guy shooting at you and another one will kind of try to flank you. And it just was really exciting as I made sure I had to keep an eye on each enemy. And a lot of the times they had some pretty like varied enemies. There would be like heavy machine gun guys, like heavily armored shotgun guys, minigun wielding enemies. And it was pretty hardcore. You definitely had to kind of keep an eye on the situation and approach it in different ways. Unlike Drake's Fortune where it was pretty just straightforward. I certainly did appreciate this improvement as it made the combat a lot more engaging and a lot more difficult, but still fun. A lot of the time in combat situations, you would have an AI partner, whether it was Chloe or Soli or someone else helping you out. And a lot of the times, I actually didn't even notice these guys. Sometimes it was really nice, and other times it was very, very helpful because they just were like there, and it was like, cool, at least I know I'm not alone. But then also at the same time, it's like, come on, man, you want to like help me out here? No? I did this on my own? Okay. There were certainly situations where the AI was very helpful, and I was like, thank you, Soli, I'm glad you're up there, else this would be a lot more difficult. And so, certain situations, it was definitely nice having an AI partner, and other times I didn't even notice they were there, and it just didn't bother me at all, which was fine, but it just definitely was worth noting that it was just kind of an odd way to have the AI there, but not there. In the end, I really enjoyed the gameplay of Uncharted Among Thieves. It certainly kicked everything up to the next level from Drake's Fortune. That's basically sums up the whole experience of this game. Is it just kicks everything up to the next level. It just was really enjoyable gameplay. The exploration was fun thanks to the situations you got yourself in because of the story. The puzzle solving was really well done and certainly was a lot more engaging and more rewarding. And the combat is just so much fun. It's just really fluid. While it is a lot more difficult, it made it a lot more engaging and a lot more enjoyable to play through these combat situations. All in all, it was just very exciting action adventure gameplay. Graphically, Among Thieves is really, really gorgeous. It's a lot more open and there's a lot more varied locations compared to Drake's Fortune, and I really like that. It just definitely made the world feel a little bit more open and lived in, and it just was really engaging as it just looked really nice too. It was fun exploring and looking through every little nook and cranny and just trying to just see everything because it was all really nice to look at. My particularly favorite section was in the ice caves. It was just a really cool thing that I hadn't really ever seen before, and it looked really, really nice too, and it just was really appealing to the eyes. So yeah, the graphics really, really well done. Thanks to the Uncharted Drake's, or like the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection on the PS4 or whatever it's called. Thanks to the PS4 being awesome. Technically, I really can't leave anything. I had no crashes, freezes. The frame rate held up pretty good, especially in high action moments. I didn't really notice anything. So technically, pretty great. In the end, I really loved Among Thieves. It was a really well put together experience that I really enjoyed. I love action adventure games based around like that Indiana Jones style, like Tomb Raider and Uncharted. They're really well put together games that are really awesome. This game has an amazing journey and quest trying to find the city of Shambhala, following Marco Polo across Asia. It was a really well put together adventure that I really enjoyed. The story and the characters are all written very well, and the actors do an amazing job playing these characters. It's just so really well polished and put together. You can certainly tell that a lot of love and heart went into Uncharted Among Thieves, and it certainly shows, and I really appreciated that. It made it so much more enjoyable playing, know that people put a lot of time into this and made it look really good. It plays really good. It improved a lot from Drake's Fortune that I loved. I still love Drake's Fortune, but Among Thieves just is a whole new thing on its own. And so it just made this whole experience just so much more enjoyable playing them back to back because I can see all the improvements. I can see everything that they've fixed and improved upon. And it was really nice to see all that. And it just made this enjoyable experience that much more enjoyable. So if you like action adventure games, if you like Uncharted, if you like Uncharted, you've already played this. But if you just want a cool game that's just really enjoyable, if you want a cool action adventure experience, I would highly recommend you check out Uncharted Among Thieves. It is an amazing experience that I really loved. And I would certainly play it again here in a heartbeat because it was just so well done and really put together, and I think this game certainly deserves all the amazing credit that it got. So yes, check out Uncharted Among Thieves. Hey, thank you so much for watching my review for Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. I really enjoyed this game, and I hope you like it as much as I did. So let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite moment in Uncharted 2? I had lots of really great moments, and so I want to hear what you guys thought. The train moment was particularly my favorite, especially at the very, very beginning when you had to like climb up it and it's hanging off the cliff. It was really, really well done moment. So let me know what you thought. And while you're down there, if you want to hit like, subscribe, and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video, video, that would be awesome. I'd really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. If you want to check out more of my content, I have all different kinds of game reviews, and I'm playing games and talking about them all the time. So go and check out more of my content. And if you want to watch me stream live on Twitch, I'm at twitch.tv/agameforyourthoughts. So head over there and check me out. That would be awesome. So we'll catch you guys next time on A Game for Your Thoughts when we'll be talking about Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. So we'll see you then. Bye.